Hello and welcome back. We are here to watch pole vault, so let's watch pole vault. I actually competed twice this week. Completed once in this homemade the Gary Wilson Invitational, and then I competed again in Arizona. So it was actually a really big week of competing, coming right off of LSU. So LSU home meet and Arizona. So Saturday, Wednesday, and Saturday. It's a lot of competing. But at this home meet, I didn't. I went from the five lefts. So I did the same thing as the other week, going from five lefts and just being in my trainers. I wanted this meet to be a little bit more of a practice. We decided this meet should be a little more of a practice and kind of get a little bit of load off of my Achilles, hopefully. So this is my opening 452. It's like 14 foot 10 roughly. I'm using that same 4-step pole, the 15 foot 6, 175 pound. It's 15 foot 4. I actually like this. I like this vault. Pretty good plant, but I was able to swing really aggressively on it and had a nice clearance. Yeah, I just sometimes it just wasn't as good. Yeah, I just did not get my hands up. Look at that right here and then right there. You see this left arm, I just do not have nearly enough pressure on my left arm there. And so I'm just battling all the way up, just trying to get into the pit. That's much better. See, then I got my plant to go right here. You can see the position I'm swinging out of. That's a much better position. That arm is pretty much straight, and I'm able to really swing on it. And so I kind of blew through the pole a little bit. I went up to the next pole. Still, it's a little bit bigger. I don't know how much bigger it actually is. Gets me a lot more height though. The same 15 foot 10 bar, and it gets me a lot more height, 482. So that was kind of the same vault. I was able to get it to be quite consistent on the day, which is good. This is 497. PR on this pole is 5 meters. That was from 4 lefts and spikes, but 5 meters on the pole. I really scraped it on the 5 meters, so that's like right where the maximum it can take me is. It's getting really late. It was like 8:30. Just jumping in the dark a little bit. Oh, that was a really good vault. I was actually supposed to go up a pole after that second attempt at 497. After this attempt, I was supposed to go up to a pole, but I didn't have any bigger poles, just because I don't carry them in my bag, because I don't usually compete from this step, so I didn't really bring like a whole line for it, and it was supposed to be like a practice meet anyways. So yeah, I mean, I cleared 482. 482 is a good bar for that pole, for that run, for being between meets. And yeah, I actually feel pretty good about this meet. It actually was a bit difficult in warm-ups. Felt kind of slow, lethargic. And things hurt a good deal. I remember that my hamstring specifically hurt warming up and trying to run on it, my left hamstring. But I was able to, after I kind of got warmed up a bit, it wasn't quite so bad. And then when I was competing, the first jump hurt my knee a bit, but then after that, like as I kind of kept getting better warmed up, I actually had a better time. It was actually kind of a little bit fun competing in the dark. Yeah, it's good. Then I went to Arizona. It's actually a big field. It was like 20-some people. And it was late. It was really late. Oh, man. It's just... I came in at 5:17, which is high. Now, this was actually going to be a very difficult meet. This was going to be a very difficult meet. I was warming up. Okay, so first, the meet started at 7 o'clock in Arizona. And I came in last at 5:17 in a field of like 24 guys. So I don't know what time this is. I think it's like at least like 9 by the time I come in, which is late, which is real late for me. I think it was probably about 9:30 when I came in. I'm not a night owl by any means. I like to wake up early, and then usually I'm in bed by 10:30. So it's a little bit. It's definitely an odd time to compete. And my warm-ups were really, really not good. It was definitely the worst warm-ups that I've ever had this season. I took one from 4 lefts. I got stood up. Took another from 4 lefts. Went decent. Went back to 8. I didn't have very much time. I didn't have very much time at all. So I went back to 8 to my full. Took one. It was good. I got over a bungee. Took another one. I got stood up. So I wanted to test. My coach was kind of like running back and forth from the vault pits. And so I wanted to test the next pole, but I ended up not getting onto that pole. But I took another one, got stood up, and then I had time for one more, and so I took one more and got stood up again. I took 3 vaults. I took 4 warm-up jumps. Usually I only take 2. First one was a good one, and then I got stood up 3 times. 3 bad jumps, didn't even get up in the air. And then it was like, event started at 7. I came in at like 9:30. I had one run through, so I did 1 vault. It was decent, but I went off to the side like a lot, and I wouldn't have cleared a bar if a bar was there. And then I come in, and I missed the first attempt. So this is 5 bad attempts in a row, which is really not ideal at all. 5 bad attempts in a row. Man, I just went off to the side. I'm just not handling the pole quite well enough. Sometimes I go off to the side, and I think that the reason why is because I'm getting hit back on the plant a little bit. I'm not aggressive enough, really driving and opening my shoulder angle and really hitting the plant. And so sometimes like the pole just gets away from me. It's a long pole. It's a 16-foot pole. This is a 490. It's a 16-foot 190-pound pole. That's what I ended up jumping on today. Which I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to jump on that. The circumstances are different though versus LSU. Like I had a tailwind, a little bit of a tailwind, and I was feeling really good. It's at a better time of day for me. And so I completely blew through the 190. I ended up blowing through the 193 and getting on the 195. So I was thinking coming into this meet, maybe I have to start on the 195. But circumstances were a bit different, and the 190 actually was fine for me for today. Jumping with standards at 70. First one just gets away from me. I can never make it first attempt. I don't know. When you miss your opening bar in first attempt, it gets so stressful. A little bit. Because you only... it's tough because you got to go back for another one. And it's just the opening bar is just can be tough sometimes. Second attempt opening bar. 517. I am so glad that did not come down. Some days are a lot harder to make a bar than others, and this was definitely a really hard day to make a bar. Man, I bounced. That thing bounced a lot. It was just not... I was just out. I was quite a bit out. Oh, that's what the day was that... So at LSU, I started at 116'6" and I ended up backing up to 117. I go from 8 lefts. I take like 2 kind of like walking steps going into it. This meet, I went at 116'6". It was okay. And then the next attempt was from 116'6", and it was bad. I was way out. Took another one. I scooted up like 9 inches. Took another one. I was out again. I kept being out, jump after jump. I'm scooting my run up. Eventually, I ended at 114'1". So 2.5 feet difference. My run scooted up 2.5 feet, just based on like, I was just feeling slow on this day. I was feeling really slow. Or I felt decent. Everything hurt. Everything hurt. Nothing was hurt too bad. Everything was manageable. I felt decent. I just did not have the power behind me that I had at LSU, kind of. Man, that was close. I don't like being that close. Not on opening bar. But I'm going to have to open that high at Big Tens. So... This is 527. And sometimes, like, I can have a pretty decent jump and just not get into the pit enough. And you can just tell my jump just looks a little bit slow and lethargic on the day. It just does not have the same like swing and pop that it did at LSU. It was still a decent attempt, but yeah, I just came down on the bar. .527, 17'3". That was a good attempt. Made the bar. Actually had... So, a little bit promising. Just was able to get a good little bit of clearance on the 527. Which is promising. Man, that was a hard bar to make. And hard to make the opening bar, hard to make that bar. This is 537, 17'7". Would be a real good bar. Oh, man. Man, it was close. Jumping on the 190. I just got my shins on it. If I didn't clip it with my shins, I could have maybe gotten over. I just didn't quite have enough penetration into the pit because my legs were not quite where they were. I think I was fatigued from competing so much, but that was much better. Actually, what it was on this one is I wasn't quite as aggressive on the plant. This is the first attempt at 537. Wasn't quite as aggressive on the plant. Still had really good pressure, but just, I don't know. I thought it was a good attempt, but the next one, our coach said to hit it harder, be more aggressive with my hands, and so I was a bit more aggressive with my hands on this next attempt, and I blew through it, which was good. I actually wish I didn't blow through it because I really think that I could have made 537. I know I could have made 537. I almost made 541 earlier in the year on a smaller pole, but the plant comes out earlier. Plant comes out earlier, swing comes out earlier, everything can move better. It's just not quite right. So I went up a pole onto that 16-1 193-pound pole. I gave it this attempt. Close, just did not get into the pit well enough. I could have just ran just a little bit better. Yeah. Maybe someone said my pole drop was a little bit weird, but I thought it looked okay. I thought it seemed okay. And my plant was good. Look at that good plant. Swing was good. Good extension. Just not quite. Felt like it was really up and down. Like I couldn't really just hit it and swing. Like I wasn't like wrapping under. The swing felt a lot harder on the day. But man, for how inconsistent my warm-up was, I'm just glad that I was able to go out and have some good jumps, because I really struggled to make a bar on this day. It was definitely a hard day. But I was still able to deliver. This jump is a good jump. Yeah. It's the last meet before Big Tens. So, yeah, I only jumped 5.2. 5.28 was my season best. Even though it's potential to do a lot more, clearly. Yeah, it's just, this meet, I just didn't quite have the legs. Just didn't quite have the power behind me to jump higher. I still could have gotten lucky, and I still could have gotten 537. I don't know if I could have gotten the 547, but it's just putting together a meet. But it's a big week of competing, and I got through it healthy, and I am going to Big Tens, so that's good. Man, it can just be so hard to make a bar sometimes. It's not the hardest meet ever for me to make a bar was last year at Big Tens. Actually, we can go ahead and watch last year at Big Tens. It was a little bit terrible. So actually, background on it, I was doing really bad last year. what I think it was that I was training good in indoors, and then I took a whole week off completely. I sat and read books all day. Took a whole week off completely. I came back into training, and I jumped 550 at Texas, which was awesome. And then I wanted to get better, so I was like really trying. I was really pushing the acceleration on my jumps. I was really trying to accelerate faster, to be able to run faster, to be able to jump higher. And and it just did not work. Did not work at all. I felt like I couldn't run throughout like the entire season. It was just really hard, even just getting down the runway. Felt like I was running, and then I couldn't get to the box. I couldn't accelerate into the box. So it was really bad. So I did not make a bar. I did not make a lot of bars going into this meet. So let's watch. It was raining too. It was raining. I was sick. I was sick at this meet as well. I was sick and I did not sleep well. I think I didn't sleep well because I was sick, but I was sick. I did not sleep well the night before. I had a terrible pre-meet. I was like limping. I was limping in my run in my pre-meet because my hamstring hurt a lot. My left hamstring hurt a lot, and my legs were just dead. I just felt like I couldn't run. I couldn't run fast at all. So came in at 499. Brutal. I was still giving it good attempts, but I was just coming up. I was landing short. So I missed my first 2 attempts. Really, I was just focusing on running and just being able to. So my plant was not there at all. My plant was pretty bad. But I was just so concentrated on just making my way down the runway and being able to have a good jump and jumping into it. And honestly, my plant was how it was going to be. I moved my standards up super close. My standards were like 55, my opening bar. Oh man, it was a big stiff pull, but I made a bar. There's a lot at stake too. It's obviously the Big Ten meet. It's a lot of money and a lot of kind of securing what I need from this meet is at stake. Made the bar 499, and then I made 514. Dude, I had to trust this 499. This was the most stressed I've been. It's extremely stressful. Last attempt on opening bar at the Big Ten meet. But I got over it. I would not go back to that moment for anything. It's one thing that I'm glad is in the past. It's this meet. I was not feeling good. I was feeling terrible. I was not making bars. That was a close attempt. And I was getting a bit better throughout the meet. This is 524. 17 foot like 2. This is like a 15'6" pole. Not it's a stiff pole, not a long pole. I made 524 as well. So actually I even made 3 bars with how terrible I was feeling on the day. was close. That's 534. I got 5th of the meet. If I made that, I would have gotten 3rd. I would not have made another bar after that because I was... Man. Very close. If I was 530, I would have cleared it. Just barely brushed it. I wanted that attempt. I wanted it quite a bit. So I was 5th. This clearance didn't change it, and I was still 5th. I went up to the bigger pole. I actually did not have a better pole. I went straight to the 16-1. I think it's a 16-1-195. I ran through because I was just feeling, my hamstring was just, I couldn't run good. I was just doing all I could, just concentrating, just running smooth, and just getting down the runway. So I ran through. And I stood up in the last attempt. And I was just done. And I felt terrible for the rest of the season as well. Felt even worse at regionals and didn't do good there. But man, no heights on flanking both sides of the Big Ten meet. But I was able to go, and I was able to get good jump. Can be crazy. Can be crazy sometimes. Next meet is the Big Ten meet, and this meet is this junior year. And really, all that I need to do is I need to show up. I think I'm going to feel a little bit better than I did at this last meet, this Arizona. I think I'm going to feel a little bit better than I did here. And I'm going to come in at the same 5-1 that I have been. And I think that I can just... Yeah, I've just been so close to being able to jump something good. It just hasn't happened this season. But I think I can just show up and give consistent jumps. And I hope that I can get onto a pole and have it be good for 3 bars. If I can, ideally I would get onto the 193, be jumping really good, get onto the 193, put the standard at 70, be able to have this real nice repeatable jump, get over 3 bars, and then maybe I go up a pole, or maybe I can stay on the 193 and I go for the right bar. I haven't done it all season, but I can do it at this meet. I am confident. The practices that I've got, I just need to put it all together. When it's possible that the jumping high can change things, which is these postseason meets. So that's what I plan to make it happen. It'll be good. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.